Beautiful picture, Manny. Yeah. Welcome to the Five Reasons Sports Post Game Show, aka What's Up? I'm your host. Hurry up, Michael. Vic Oladipo. We need you immediately. I'm joined today by my guys, Gad, Brian, and Ariel. And we just sat up here and watched a game that the final score makes look so much better than it actually was. We got our ass kicked up and down, Charlotte. And then the Heat decided to put together a run in the fourth quarter to, I don't know, give themselves a little bit of confidence. I don't know what the hell I just watched, just being perfectly honest with y'all. We've lost 6 straight now. People keep saying that we're down to the AFC. We've been in the AFC. We were in the AFC, and we maintained our spot in the AFC. We're just a little bit further back of Boston now. So I don't really give a damn who wants to go first. One of you guys, take off. I don't care, bro. I'm finna get drunk.
I mean, that's. I think this might be the most painful loss of the season for me personally, because I felt like the team had perhaps, I don't know if they turned the corner last night, but we saw some things that gave us some real reason for optimism, right? A lot of the young guys played with a lot more confidence. They played better last night. They were hitting their shots. They fought a tough game against a really good team that went down to the wire. And then they came out tonight and we saw the bad habits and the, just the shit that we've been seeing from this team, mostly in the earlier part of the season. We had, I at least thought that a lot of these things had been ironed out over that stretch where they won 11 of 12 games. But here we are, 6 straight losses. And I don't like to go at Spo because I genuinely believe he's the best coach in the NBA. There's not another head coach that I would trade him for if that were doable. I would absolutely run with Coach Spo. But man, why are you running? Why do you go from playing man-to-man and switching things to a zone when the Hornets are on fire from 3? It makes no sense. You're begging them to shoot threes when they already are all in a rhythm. They have one of the random scrub Heat killer Hall of Famers on their squad in Malik Monk, and they were shredding the Heat. They were executing and moving the ball around the horn and getting open looks at 3. The Heat's rotations were not on point. They seemed unfocused to me. The effort wasn't there, as if they thought that Jimmy coming back was just going to solve whatever problems that they've had over this recent stretch, and it just wasn't the case. And then at the end of the game, how are you, with 28 seconds left, you're down 3. How can you burn 18 seconds before taking a foul? It makes no sense. It's insanely stupid. So, man, this one sucked. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah. Brian, your turn.
You know what? I'm actually not that mad, right? I mean,
it's 6 L's. Christian Curtis. He asked how many L's in a row it was. 6.
So I mean, the Hornets were on pace after the first half for 140 something points, right? So I give the Heat props for, at least clamping down the second half and making it a respectable difference. Honestly, the thing that killed the Heat, I mean, amongst everything, was their free throws, right? If they had hit, just a few more free throws, they would have won the game. Right, KZ, that's true. But I have reason for liking KZ. I mean, he's the greatest player of all time. So, obviously a lot of mistakes, but I kind of give the team somewhat of a pass because I think on an average day, if they're shooting their average percentage from free throw line, they probably make up that difference and win the game. Plus, it's a back-to-back, so whatever.
There is no goddamn way that I'm going to give them any type of pass for the night. We missed the dono from Dan the Film Gen. He said, thank you for the $5 donation. And that bitch just disappeared off my screen, so I ain't finna read it. Oh, can we have a rule for this team not to play the day or after the day of a goddamn trade deadline? Jesus, wait until our new guys get adjusted. Unfortunately, we have no powers over how the NBA makes schedules. Gadiel Cartagena, I want to see your ass bring a positive out of this. Go ahead.
Listen, no. If you want one positive, Trevor Ariza. That's all I'm going to say. Ariza looks like he can do something, but I'm not trying to be positive tonight. Listen, this was a game against a team that you should have beaten, that is ahead of you in the standings, is missing arguably their best player in LaMelo Ball. You had Jimmy Butler today. We need more from all these guys. Bam was doing cardio up until the 46th minute of the game, and then for 2 minutes he's like, "Oh shit, I'm the best player on the floor right now," and he went crazy. Like, why is this not something where the switch flips? He's like, "Oh shit, I have Cody Zeller on me. I'm going to town." Why are we waiting for this to happen? And then Spo decides, "Oh, if Bam's not going to be aggressive, I'm going to put Duncan and Tyler together because they're surely going to turn this around," and we get torched by Malik Monk and Terry Rozier and Devontae Graham. Like, it's so frustrating. There's a lot of different reasons factoring into why we lost this game. It wasn't just one reason in specific. But damn, this experimentation with Tyler and Duncan, I've been calling for this for months. Like, it has to stop. It has to stop. You cannot play two of those guys at the same time. It's either one or the other, or it's going to be neither of them. That is the only way that it's going to be able to work. And Herro needs to be able to hit his shots. You can't be taking 3 mid-range in one possession and miss all 3 off offensive rebounds. You can't get an offensive rebound and then immediately take a shot just because it's a mid-range. Move the ball around. And I was also very, very upset with the ball movement tonight. And I think something that we saw at the end of the game, which I think should be something that we do moving forward, because you need to find ways to get Bam more involved on offense. It's partly on Bam and it's part on Spo. Move Bam without the ball. Don't have Bam stand at the elbow and have everybody else move around him. If Duncan's such a great spot-up shooter, have him stand there, use his gravity to your advantage, and run on the other side of the floor. Have Bam moving around. Have Jimmy passing the ball. Like, there's so many different ways that they can counter this, and they keep getting to the same old shit offensively, and it is really, really frustrating. This was a really, really frustrating game to watch. I'm supremely disappointed. The good thing is there's reinforcements coming back on Monday, and we will be okay. But damn, this was another game. There's been so many games this year where you're like, we probably should have won this game, and we just shot ourselves in the foot.
SRT Dre, thank you for the $1.99 dono. Calm down. No depot today. Chill. Things will change. Fuck that. I don't care. Bro, I don't know how many goddamn times y'all gonna keep telling me to calm down about this shit, bro. But this is the 6th game in a row. Like, how many times are y'all gonna sit around and say, "Oh, it's gonna change, it's gonna change, it's gonna change"? We have a core set of players who have been here the entire season, and we have seen this same type of play repeatedly. And now people still, like, you're holding on to positivity when this team has shown you time and time again. Victor Oladipo and Nemanja Bjelica, they are not going to fix this. Okay? They're not going to fix Bam not taking no goddamn shots until the second quarter. Thank you for your $5, Mark M. So we have to put Monk in the random scrub Heat Killer Hall of Fame. Dude has 60 plus in the past 2 games. Let's talk about that motherfucker. Listen, this man. Thank you, Poetic Lifestyle, for the $3.99. Don't know. He said should have won. This one, 6 losses is unacceptable. Absolutely, and I don't understand why people are trying to make it acceptable. So let's talk about Malik Monk and how we have yet to find a way to even slow him the fuck down. So we'll go in the same order. Ariel, bro, like, what are we doing that's allowing Malik Monk to just light us up every time he plays?
I think he probably has a personal vendetta against the Heat, so I'll put that out there. But if you want an X's and O's explanation, I don't really have one. He's an extremely hot and cold player. He's very much reminds me of Terrence Ross in that whenever he sees the Heat, his eyes light up. What is he averaging for the season? Let me check that real quick. So he's at 12.5 points, 2.5 boards. He's shooting 45% from the field, 41% for 3. So he's not a scrub, but man, I mean, all I can say is early in the game, and for at least the entire first half, probably halfway through the third quarter, the Hornets were moving the ball really well. Their shooters were getting good looks, and the Heat's rotations were a step behind consistently. And so he was ending up with good shots. And at the same time, he was also making some really tough contested ones. So I don't really have an answer for it. It's a little bit of scheme and him getting open and having good looks, and it's a little bit of he goes crazy whenever he plays the Heat. So what can you do? I don't really know.
So Danny C said something absolutely ridiculous. He said Depot and Bjelica 100% fixes this.
No.
Yeah. All right. If you think Nemanja Bjelica is going to come in here and stop them bitches from scoring 40 points in the first quarter, you're out your rabbit ass mind, bro. Like that's not a thing, bro. Like they're going to help us around the edges. I agree. Oladipo helps humongous. Like, he's a big help in terms of like point of attack defense. And but they had 3 guards go the fuck off. Like, you don't have.
He can't guard 3 guards.
He can't guard 3 people at the same time. So talk about that. Like, we talked about each one of y'all get a guard. So you get Scary Terry, Brian. Like, what were we doing to allow him to go off tonight?
I think it's a similar thing, man. Like, where you have these guards who maybe aren't I mean, definitely not great players, but if you are a streaky scorer, right, and you see Tyler Herro, Duncan Robinson, Kendrick Nunn, no Goran Dragic this game, but in general, Goran Dragic, right, is barbecue chicken. This is something we've seen throughout the season, right? And their defense overall has been good, but time and time again, these random guards keep going for like 20 to 30, maybe even 40 points, right? So this is nothing new. We've seen this. It's just these guys aren't good enough defensively.
So thank you, Miami Sports Teams for $5 dono. He said Jimmy took 8 threes. Yeah, that's what type of game it was. Tyler takes the worst shots. Yeah, that's what type of game he has every fucking night. We should post Bam more. He doesn't have post moves, and none has been better than Duncan and Herro. That's the one thing that you said that I completely agree with. But it's going to lose minutes. Yes, he is. SRT Dre, he said Depot stops Monk. What are you saying? Again, thank you for your money, but that is a batshit crazy assumption. Like, he's going to stop one of the 3 guys who torched us. We still are going to have to put, if we can't play Kendrick Nunn, then we're going to have to put Duncan Robinson or Tyler Herro out there on one of those other guys. Like, that is the situation that we're in with those players that are currently on the roster. You wanted to jump in. Go ahead, Arian.
The one thing I will say, just to play devil's advocate here, is that when you do get Depot into the lineup, you have a lineup that's much better suited to switch more and switch effectively to where it's not a mismatch, on 40 to 60% of the matchups on the floor when you do switch. So that'll help to some extent, right? If you're replacing some of those, Kendrick Nunn, Goran Dragic, Tyler Herro, and Duncan Robinson minutes with Victor Oladipo, then by virtue of him being on the court, you have better defenders on the court, and you can hopefully play less zone, which is kind of what leads to a lot of these explosive 3-point nights from other teams. Is the zone with the current personnel leads to a lot of wide open threes. If you've got Iguodala and Oladipo and Ariza at the top of the zone, then it's a different story. But with the current personnel, it's going to result in open threes, and NBA players are going to make them.
Okay, so your point is that when we get Victor Oladipo, only 2 of them will kill us instead of all 3. I got it. That's
correct.
That's a good point. Yeah. So I want to thank. Oh, so hold on. So SRT, you still going? Don't worry about it. I'll talk to your ass all night. SRT Drake, thank you for the $199. Don't know. He said we lost by 5, not 25. Stop Monk and we win easily. What the hell are you talking about, boy? They scored 40 points in the first quarter, and we were down 17 at the beginning of the fourth.
We were down how much? We were down by 30, 33
32 or something.
Yeah, we were down by 32 or something.
HM.
Bro,
they were on pace to get destroyed.
We were on pace to get destroyed, and they played out of their minds in the fourth quarter, bro. You talk about we lost by 5. That's looking at the end of the game and not the game itself, bro. Correct. We were getting trashed this entire game. Okay, Gad, you can read the dono, and then you talk about Devontae Graham, bro.
All right, Depot will help keep some of the random scrub heat killers from going off. With that said, Tyler himself was a random scrub heat killer tonight. HM, you rarely ever miss, honestly. Your comments are almost always on point. Yeah, Depot helps tonight. Like, he helps, but it's bigger than that. And it's just teams know that when you come into a matchup against the Heat, you see 55, you see 14, you are going at them the entire time. And you're putting them out in space. You're making them run. Because you saw the Hornets. What they were doing in the first quarter, it was not, oh, we're just going to ISO them. They also were just pushing the ball down the court and saying, okay, 14 and 55, keep up with us. And they can't. Like, there was the one play where Duncan banged a 3 in somebody's mouth, and he's running down the floor. I paused it because his face was fucking hilarious. And he's like looking at the camera. He's going, because he was trying to sprint back over to Terry Rozier, and Terry Rozier came, passed it to Devontae Graham, who banged a 3. Like, that is literally what's going to happen because these guys are so freaking unathletic. I think the one thing you can do to mitigate this is, 1, never play those 2 together ever again. I don't care what 3-point shooting you think you're getting in that lineup. And 2, play more athletic players. Like, you don't have to play these guys 55 minutes combined every single game. You don't. They have to earn those minutes.
I don't know if this is Greek currency, but thank you for the $2, whatever in the fuck it is. Like, Depot and Butler going to shut down the whole perimeter. That's literally impossible if you play 3 perimeter players.
Basic math.
Yeah, like what? Oh, SRT Dre, you want some more of this? Come on, brother. He said, don't switch up when Miami starts winning again. Listen, if they're gonna feast on shitty teams like they did when they won 11 out of 12, then okay. Like listen, and first of all, I'm a fan. I'm going to enjoy it when they win, and I'm going to bitch and moan when they lose. All right. So you can come here and keep watching me, keep sending me your money, and I'm gonna say what I want to say. Jason Adebayo, he said, thank you for the $4.99 dolo. He said, is it too late to call Masai because I volunteered to pack heroes back? You know what, brother? You must have been reading my tweets tonight because I damn sure sent Masai a letter tonight asking what he was asking for yesterday. I don't want to talk about this game, bro. So y'all take Gad, you're the host now, so you tell us what we're finna talk about, bro.
All right, I'm the host. So what we're gonna do here is
let's blame Spo. Now I'm back to host again, Gad. Let's blame Spo.
Actually, I love that.
Let's give Spo some of this work too, because his bitch ass was out here not doing what he was supposed to do the whole time either. I don't mean to call you a B word, Spo. I love you, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm just in my feelings right now. Thank you. I will not.
Braulio Alfinez.
Thank you. Yeah, bro. I struggle reading sometimes. Thank you for the $1.99 dono. Yes, trade the kids. You also posted a comment that said we have lost every game since we traded he who must not be named, and so I'm going to agree. But yeah, let's give Spo some of this work. Gad, I'll let you start because you were pretty excited about that. Where is Spo's fault?
You see your offense, like this is not a good defensive team, the Charlotte Hornets. When you look at their numbers and everything, they are not a good defensive team. They don't stop you at any level. They give up a lot of threes, and I don't know what the game plan was coming into this because we came in and it was pretty much, oh, Jimmy, put your shoulder down and just run into somebody early on. And then that didn't work out. Jimmy started settling for threes. Even though we had Duncan going from three, like we just were not able to consistently generate offense in the first half. And that was, I think, a lot on Spo and a lot on Bam. You have to run offense through Bam. You cannot have these stretches where Herro or Duncan or anybody else are taking 2 or 3 consecutive shots in a row. You have to get Bam and Jimmy more involved than everybody else because when Bam is taking a shot, he is a more talented player than almost everybody on this offense. Get him the ball so he can take shots. And that's a two-way street. You need Bam to be willing to take the damn shots too. But you can't just sit here and have these guys who take low efficiency shots take shots the entire game. And you can't do that to start because if the Hornets got hot, I mean, there were so many different things Spo messed up, actually. I'm going to completely go off the point that I was talking about. Why did we go to a 2-3 zone at the beginning or the beginning of the second quarter or end of the first quarter when they were already hot from three? Like Malik Monk comes in, bangs 2 threes, and then we come back and we go 2-3 zone with Herro and Duncan closing out on him. So then it's always going to be a 2-on-1 going at the rim against Bam, and Bam's in no man's land. Like you can only do so many things there. I'm frustrated with so much of what we did on the X's and O's in this game. And man, Spo, I mean, then the 28 seconds, letting 18 seconds run off and not fouling, that's just another thing. But 6 losses in a row, and we can point fingers at almost anybody right now.
You're muted, brother.
Thank you, Brian Drake, for the $5 dono. He said Butler should have grabbed the 2s. Dunk committed at least 3 and 1s a game. Why in the hell was Dunk guarding PJ? Sign Boogie.
It's a lot there.
Loaded.
that is, bro. And I'm not really sure what the answer is. So y'all got me in trouble, bro. My wife just texted me and told me that I have more words in my vocabulary, so I'm not going to say another expletive for the rest of this series. Brian.
Yeah, I think that Gad alluded to it with the part of this is on Bam, but something that frustrated me, and I don't know if this is schematic, but I feel like, I mean, obviously as a head coach, Spo has a lot of influence over this. There were 2 possessions where Bam had a post up and it ended up in an Andre Iguodala contested corner 3, right? And, I don't understand how Spo doesn't say, hey, Bam, you have Cody Martin on you in the post. Like, shoot a shot and dunk on his ass, right?
You got to realize that, though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and again, part of it is Bam, but it's also Spo has to drill that in his head, or when Bam has Cody Zeller on him. Spo has to be yelling at Bam, drive past him, attack the rim, nobody can stop you. And we saw that in the last couple of minutes of the fourth, right? As much as we want to say it's on Bam, and I think that part of it is, as the head coach, you have to instill that confidence in your second best player and tell him this is what you have to do, right? It can't just be, DHOs or Bam kind of floating and maybe someone will pass to him inside. I think that their offense stalls when Bam is basically doing nothing, kind of just waiting for someone else to get hot and, picking his spots when the game is already out of hand. So that's kind of one of the things that I focused on, not just in this game, but, again, over the course of the season.
Pat Riley has failed Trevor Ariza.
He did tonight. Trevor was on one tonight. I mean,
Trevor has never won a game with Miami.
He wasn't super efficient, but like he looks like he's going to help us a lot at the 4.
He'll be the starter at the 4 at playoff time.
He'll be the star.
He's never going to relinquish that spot. Thank you, Jason Awale. I said that name completely terrible. Adebayo, I guess. I know Spo's smarter than us, so he's damn sure knows we're not getting any stops with Duncan and Jimmy on Tyler on the floor. Yes, bro. That's the point that we're making. Spo's infinitely smarter than me at basketball. He has to know. Oh, SRT Dre. I'm sorry, bro. I don't know. Bro, listen. Listen, bro. Did you just hear me say my wife told me not to curse anymore? Bam isn't a max player. Y'all think he is, though. Bro, listen. Bro, just give us money and don't leave no comments, bro. Just do that, bro. And we'll take your money and we'll thank you every time you do that. But, bro, stop talking, bro. Ariel.
Yeah.
God,
I don't know. I'm going to go. Look, I think you guys make great points. It's a lot of where I would have gone with it. I think one of the only things that hasn't been mentioned or has been touched on but needs to be expanded on a little bit more is with regards to Bam. Spo needs to run more offense where he is looking to score. So part of it is, Bam has to have that mentality, but a lot of the sets have to be designed for Bam to be put in a position where he's looking at the basket. So maybe more, screen and rolls where he is the screener and, it's Duncan coming off of the screen. It gets back to Bam. And now Bam is looking at the basket. Things like that. If I'm Eric Spoelstra, there's a lot I'm doing differently. Where else did I want to go with that? I completely lost my trail of thought because of Adam's comment. I love that one.
Let's talk about game management with Spo though, because I mean, like, usually we give Spo like a one-off and then like move off him and go back to blaming other people. Read HM's don't know, and then we'll go back to
we had HM again. Is it just not in Bam's makeup to be aggressive except for the game after he gets called on it in the media? Duncan and Tyler can't play together, in my opinion. So I don't think naturally it is in Bam's nature to be the most aggressive player on the floor offensively. I think he likes to be more aggressive on defense, which is kind of what you see. But it's something he's going to need to do. And this is a point that I kind of want to try to get to. I also do agree that Duncan and Tyler cannot play together. But this is a point that I've been wanting to get to. Obviously, we have quote-unquote reinforcements coming. Victor Oladipo is a very good addition for this team. Nemanja Bjelica really does a lot of the same shit that Kelly Olynyk does. Okay, so do it, Spo. Like, him going at the rim. But the one thing that I do want to say is if this team is going to go far and go really far into the playoffs, which they are capable of doing, but obviously they don't look like they're going to do it right now, you're going to need Bam to be the second best player and on some nights the best player on your team. You cannot be relying on Victor Oladipo. Victor Oladipo is going to be your third guy. You cannot have Bam Adebayo fading into oblivion on some nights. If like Bam needs to be a top 15 player in the playoffs if this team is going to go where they want to go. And he's doing it some nights, yes, some nights no. It needs to be consistent. And we have 26 games into the playoffs. If we're going to make it, he's got to start trending in that direction.
Brian, you can read the dono and then take the conversation wherever you want it to go. I think Brian's frozen.
Blink if you're alive.
Yep.
Rest in peace, my boy Brian.
Free Brian.
There
we go.
Yeah, you bet.
Yeah, so all right. So Spo needs to coach better. You can have Duncan.
Nope.
Yes, indeed. So Spo needs to coach better. You can have Duncan and Herro close. I think you can't have Duncan and Herro close, and why have Jimmy on the bench to start the fourth week when we outscored them in the third? Because Jimmy needs to breathe from time to time. You can't just leave him out there. I see Bam is just not as hungry as he was last year. Payday. I don't think that's the case.
Stuff last year though.
Shout out to Miss Lynette too, because she's a sponsor of the Before
She's the
Florida.
best. She's in the comments and interacting on Twitter all the time.
Yeah, on Twitter. Yeah. So, but yeah, I don't know, bro. Like, Hold on. Thank you, Big Biz 800 for the $5 dono. He said, "We keeping a log of usernames for all Spo slander. I better not see any of y'all celebrating in the playoffs."
This is what y'all don't understand. We don't want to see the Heat lose. We are critiquing the product that we're seeing and the results that are coming with it. We're not happy when the Heat lose. We're just not out here like, well, they went to the finals last year and it's the same team, so we'll probably get the same result. None of this matters. It's not what it is.
Here's another thing that y'all might not know. I don't give a shit about what y'all are saying to me in these comments. Hey, could you put Christian Carter's comment back up for me, Manny, please? I missed it. I know he gave us a $1.99 dono, and I want to make sure I acknowledge. Oh, he said we can finally say Pat failed Ethan's timeline.
Ethan failed Ethan's timeline.
Right.
Remember last year during the finals where there was a bunch of tweets, something coming from Ethan, and it said, "This is going to be the floor. This is this team's floor."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. We are way below that right now.
That was
below that.
So let's talk about that since we already on the topic, because a lot of people seem to believe that last year was, kind of like what we should expect from a lot of these players like Tyler and Duncan. They're saying that is what they're capable of. Like that is their peak. And at times when I watched them play this season, I believe that they were playing out of their minds in the bubble. And the way that they're playing now is more indicative of the players that they are. Like they're somewhere in between those two places. Tyler Herro is not a 37 point per game type scorer. He's also not a 29% 3-point shooter.
Correct.
Okay. He's somewhere in the middle of that. Is that fair though? Is that fair to assume that these guys are somewhere in the middle area?
Absolutely. And especially in Tyler's case, he's a young player, and this also applies to Duncan in that a lot of what the Heat ran last year and what Duncan and Tyler were able to do was, it came out of nowhere. Nobody had game planned for that, and it took teams time to adjust to what the Heat were running and be able to, kind of curb all of that. So this is the league's counter to what the Heat and Duncan Robinson and Tyler Herro do well. And so it's not shocking to me that they've regressed. I just think the level of regression is a little bit surprising. I didn't think it would be this much, but to act like there's not still potential and there's not still a lot of room for improvement, specifically with Tyler because of his age, because of the skill level that is there, I think is a little bit irresponsible. He will get better as a player, but I think we need to, I think if you're expecting him to be a 25, 27 a game scorer, number one type option, you're probably going to end up being let down because I don't think that's where he's headed. But that doesn't mean that he can't still be a really good player and a hit at pick 13.
Yeah, so when I look at Tyler Herro and I evaluate him based off the fact that I believe that at his peak, Tyler Herro is going to be like a 19, 20 point per game scorer off somebody's bench. Like I don't view him as like a full-time starter because his defense, I don't see an avenue for that to improve very much. Like he's bad on defense. But Brian, I want you to take Duncan before your internet goes out again. Like Duncan, he's not the historic shooter that we saw last year. I mean, he's actually shooting. His percentages are good.
They're decent. Yeah, they're pretty good. Yeah,
they're good. Like he's an elite shooter. We can all agree that he's an elite shooter. He just doesn't do anything else. And when his scoring isn't historic, then the flaws kind of blow up at you. All right, go ahead.
And I think that's it. I think that our biggest sample size of Duncan was him, having this historic shooting season, right? So our view of him is a little bit. Our view of Duncan is a bit skewed. What he's doing is still he's still an elite shooter, like you said, right?
You are.
It's just that, like, when he's not historically good and you have the consistent defensive lapses, it just sticks out more. I think you would want a guy like Duncan Robinson on any team, right? But again,
as the 10th man.
But I mean, another factor is the fact he's about to get paid $20 million.
No, he's not.
If it's a dime over 16, we riot because that is even 16 is too high. But that's absurd.
Bold of you to assume he's going to get paid by Miami.
a lot of money is the point. He's going to get paid a lot of money, and it's like, I don't know. I just think that the perception is a bit skewed by what we're used to and from his future contract.
Yeah, so we're gonna read this comment. Thank you, Jason, for the $4.99 dono. On a lighter note, are y'all taking Gorgie Jang over LaMarcus Aldridge?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Get me both, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, we could get both. Look like, but yeah, like Oh yeah.
Yeah, but then Spo will definitely play him over Gorgie Dang. I swear to you, speaking of Spo and how he plays his bigs, if Precious Achua plays another second this season, I'm going over to the Hawks. I'm telling you, like, I can't do it because that dude is unplayable right now. You can't play him. He sabotages you. He might be my new Kelly Olynyk. I'm telling y'all, that dude is brutal to watch.
Did somebody say Kelly O is laughing in Houston? First of all, Houston got wrecked tonight. Adam, thanks to our guy Adam Barai said you guys love watching with my toddlers. Yeah, man. Adam, you go rest, bro. You did your job, unlike Miami. Gad, you're the host now. You can take us wherever you want, and I promise you I won't interrupt this time.
Okay, so what I do want to do is obviously I'm really excited about getting Victor Oladipo. I think that's a really good fit. I'm excited about getting Nemanja Bjelica because he's someone that can fucking play basketball off the bench. I'm happy about that. Oh, so they're talking about Houston. Houston lost on a 22-0 run.
Yeah, but bro, before that, the comment right before that talking something Houston won, buddy. I don't know what you was watching. They should have won.
185
Turned it off when they were up.
Yeah, at the 7-minute mark, they stopped scoring. Like that's what happened.
I do want to say this about Victor Oladipo. He's going to help us a lot eventually, but I think early on you might want to temper expectations just a little bit, when we first start. Obviously, he's going to bring new energy. He's always wanted to play in Miami, but I would be very surprised if he comes into this situation and like pulls a Jay Crowder where he's hitting 7 of 11 threes in his first 3 games. Just temper expectations a little bit. Like, am I crazy in saying that maybe we're expecting Depot to come in and like everything is fixed? It might be a bit of a work in progress as he first gets assimilated to the lineup.
You're not crazy, but the only thing I would say as for Victor is he's playing for a new contract in a place that he wants to be, and we understand that there wasn't any promise of a contract extension or re-signing him upon the acquisition. So I would expect, or at least hope, to see the best Victor that we've seen this season with the Heat.
Wait, put Matt's comment on here.
Jason for the don't know again.
I talked about this before, but I do not wear glasses when I hoop because I would break them and they cost money. I don't want to pay that, so I wear contacts when I hoop. So for the last 2 days, I played basketball.
Gad, I think you make a pretty good point about us tempering expectation. Unfortunately, that's not how this works.
I'm just saying early on.
No,
in 20 games,
early
to the finals. I don't care.
No, early on, like from his first game, people are going to expect Vic to come in here and average 30 points a game, and like that's what they're going to expect. And if he doesn't do that, then he's going to suck. Like y'all know how this works. Like that's what we do. Gad, you're still the host.
I mean, what are your expectations from this team moving forward? Because we won, was it 6 straight? We won 6 straight, and then we lost 6 straight. It's kind of ugly right now. But Royal, what is your expectation?
Well, right now I'm expecting us to be in the play-in game, like with the way that this team has been playing. Like that's kind of where this look like it's been headed. But with Vic and with Billy's here, I do expect us to become better around the margins. I do believe that we're going to make some type of run, but I think we've put ourselves in a hole now where we're going to be fighting with other teams for that 4th spot when we had an opportunity to separate ourselves. And so I think once we get into the swing of things, once we find our mojo, once we get over all the hurdles and stuff, we'll end 6, 7 seed. Like, and that's my realistic expectations. I do believe we make it to another round, but I also believe that we lose in the second round. Like that's what it looks like the ceiling for this team is to me at this time.
I mean, hopefully we don't have to play in a playing game. Ariel, your thoughts?
I think that these next 6 games on the Heat schedule are going to be crucial in determining where they're going to end up in the standings. So the next 6 games are the Knicks, Pacers, Warriors, Cavs, Grizzlies, and the Lakers, who won't have LeBron. If the Heat can take advantage of that stretch, that'll, with the acquisition of the new guys, that'll really instill some confidence and give them some momentum where they can hopefully make up that ground back up. I don't think they'll end up in the play-in game, so I disagree with Royal. And I think,
how dare you,
for as negative as I've been, because again, I'm basing it on what I've seen recently. Right. Going forward, I think they're going to be substantially better. I have the Heat going to the second round and potentially to the conference finals, depending on matchups and injuries.
Recently, you've seen them lose 6 straight games.
This is true. I have.
Right.
Yeah, I hope they don't end up in a play-in game. I would be terrified of facing the Bulls or the Pacers in a play-in game. Like I just don't trust that in a one-off.
Who do you think we'd lose?
Hold on. So this team just traded for Victor Oladipo, and you're telling me they're going to end up in the play-in game?
I'm telling you that based off of what I've seen already, they are trending towards a play-in game. Oh my God, what, Manny? Listen, this is the thing.
No. I'm just saying it's amazing what 24 hours does.
Yeah, it is.
We were crying about a moral loss, and 24 hours later, this team gives up 40 points on the road, and it's not like this team is playing with what? Maybe only one guy that's actually valid. Or something along those lines.
Here's what I'm saying. Like yesterday, we allowed that moral victory because we were excited about the trade deadline and the fact that how well we did during it. But this is a consistent team about this team all season. They've shown us who they are. They're a team that's 2 games under 500, and we're treating them like a team that's in the Eastern Conference Finals already. They are not there.
Royal, like me and you have been here as of the beginning, and then of course we have Gad now and whatnot.
Yeah,
it's the same shit after every loss, right? Bam either shows up late or he doesn't show up never. You have the turnovers galore, coaching mistakes. Once again, Duncan and Herro is the main topic of conversation when they're both on the floor playing zone. Listen, Victor Oladipo is not going to fix these things.
And like we see these problems all year, and people assume that they're just going to magically disappear now that we have Victor Oladipo. That's not the case. These people are still going to be inconsistent from time to time, and I don't know if Vic fixes that problem. I want to make sure I acknowledge Anthony Villamil's $5 donor. He said the team is running on fumes, shortest season ever, zero from offseason moves, condensed schedule reinforced with the big for this team. Look, the offseason moves were negated because we traded all their ass away. Like they're gone. So we replaced them with Vic and Bielitsa. All I'm saying is I do believe that there's a chance for this team to raise its floor. I'm just telling you from what I've seen, what I've looked at. I have not seen them. Let Brother Brian speak. Okay.
No, you good. You had a thing going.
No, bro. I could talk for 40 minutes.
No, I was just saying that like I don't even know where the hell I was going. Oh, that I'm terrified of a play-in game because I know that if we play the Bulls, for example, Vooch is going to have 50 in that game. Levine's probably going to have 40, and it's just I do think that realistically we're probably going to end up in a 4 or 5 seed, and I hope we avoid the Nets. We probably get to the second round, give whoever we play there a good 6-7 games series, and that'll be the season. Good competitive second round out.
You see, your prediction is the same as mine. You just sounded more positive as you were saying it. I said we were going to the second round, and I think we're going to lose.
Yeah, that's fair.
So you have us in the play-in game.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying I hope not. I'm saying
so.
Who
are we beating? Who are we beating in round 1, Royal?
We could beat any of the teams that's going to be in the play-in game, or we could lose to any of the teams. Oh, Chicago.
You win the play-in game, right?
Yeah.
And then so is the second round the first? I'm talking about are we making it to the Eastern Conference semifinals? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's the second round of the playoffs. Yeah, I'm not counting the play-in game as a playoffs. We'll win the play-in game, then we'll play the first round, and we'll win in the first round.
So who are we beating? If we're in the play-in game, that means we're 7 or 8. So who are we playing in
Philly.
the first?
Philly.
Okay.
Uh,
I just wanted to hear you say who we were going to beat.
Oh, yeah, Philly. Oh, I'm not scared of that at all. I don't care
who
what
are
they
you
do.
scared of in the East?
Ben Simmons does not scare me a single bit.
One bit.
Yeah, but think about who's
That
guarding
man
Ben
has
Simmons.
not proven anything in the playoffs.
If you can avoid Brooklyn until the conference finals somehow, you have a legitimate pathway to get there. You get Jimmy in a playoff series against any of these Eastern Conference teams, they have a shot, and in my opinion, they beat any of them other than Brooklyn.
I'm not so sure about Milwaukee anymore.
I ain't scared of them.
Like last year I was extremely confident about us against Milwaukee. This year, not so much. Like, and it's because of the way that we played them, the way that we were able to play.
Also, it's the PJ Tucker effect, huh?
Yeah, PJ Tucker's got you. PJ Tucker got you shaking in your boots.
Yeah, PJ Tucker at the 4 with Giannis at the 5. Like that to me, like that small ball.
No, you're right. True.
But the Heat can play the same way that they did in the playoffs last year. You're going to need role players to step up, similarly to guys like Jay Crowder and Goran Dragic, of course. But any good team, now we're yet to see what this team looks like when they've got these acquisitions and how they coalesce going into the playoffs. But any good team gets timely and sustained contributions from role players on their way when they make a run in the playoffs. So to totally discount that could happen, I think is irresponsible.
Yeah, listen,
I think it's realistic based on what I'm saying. Go ahead, Gad.
we are playing bad right now, and it's not been pretty. But call me an optimist. I don't care. Realistically, I'm not scared of anybody not named Brooklyn in the playoffs. I don't care what seed we are. I don't care if we're playing home or away, whatever. Like Ariel said, just get Jimmy Butler in a dogfight, and people will step up around him. It's just what's going to happen. I know it hasn't been happening consistently this season, but I think that it will happen in the playoffs. Jimmy Butler is just, he elevates people. He really does. So
I 100% agree. But here's the difference. Last season, we were able to get away with Jimmy games that weren't good Jimmy games. Jimmy could score 10 points in the game and we could win that game. And that gave those players confidence going into the playoffs that they could play around Jimmy. This year has not been the same thing. Like if Jimmy doesn't play at a superstar level, we lose. And that's the reality. And you're asking him to do that all the way through the playoffs.
This team is about to add a 21 point per game two-way scorer who can guard the other team's best.
But Ariel, I did some digging. It looks like Victor this season, not saying overall career, but this season he's had to shoot twice as much.
Just a bad team.
Yeah, the efficiency isn't good. Yeah,
the efficiency is not well, which means that you're gonna have to have double the possessions, which means if you're not catching fire right away, you're going to be trailing by 15.
That's what we do anyway.
It's not going to translate the same way to Miami, though, because he's going to be playing under a better coach with much better players than he was in Houston. So I would expect a lot of that efficiency and his looks to just overall be better than they were in Houston. He doesn't have to be the best player on offense anymore.
Let's pause. Aren't going to zero in on Victor Oladipo.
You said what, Brian?
The defenses aren't going to zero in on Victor Oladipo because there's other guys that they have to worry about on the Heat.
Yeah,
whereas with Houston, it's
go ahead.
No, just saying with Houston, it's who else does the defense have to care about?
I mean, John Wall is not Jimmy Butler though, like at all. It's a big difference.
I want to make sure that we acknowledge Poetic Lifestyle for the $10 dono. Sorry it took us so long to get to it, but he says Precious is a G League player. Every time he touches the ball, he gets trigger happy. Dude needs the free throw game up, get rebounds, get fouls, go to the line for nothing. I don't want to see Precious Achiuwa play any more basketball this season.
Yep,
we'll try again next year.
Yeah, try again next year, bro. Like, let him go to the G League. Let him get all season
next year when he's in Washington.
Right, guys, though, it is painful to see what's happened to him.
To Precious?
Yeah,
he had such good hands to start the season. What happened?
Don't start with that shit.
He had the best hands ever.
Yeah,
like, probably playing out of position.
The Jerry Rice of basketball, bro. That's what he was.
Oh man.
But no, like back to this conversation about the Heat, because I don't want to, like, this game has been like, this team has been so frustrating because like it's hard for people to get a good beat on who this team is, because from game to game, it's a different personality that walks out onto the court. And I think what you need most is consistency in order to win into the playoffs. And we haven't found a consistent formula for being a good team. And that is my concern with this entire team, this entire thing. Yeah, I get on here and I rant and I curse and I fuss and all that. But genuinely, I'm worried because I have not seen a version of this team that builds up sustainable good play. Like, I have not seen it throughout the course of the season. So it's giving me no reason to believe that it will just magically happen in the playoffs. We are not that talented to do that.
And Royal, to back off your point, when Ariel tells me, yeah, but Victor's coming into a situation where we know how the Heat culture is, my man, the Heat culture has been non-existent this season.
It's not
so
about
yes,
culture.
I want to believe that as you. We've seen it, right? But when the hell is it going to snap out of it?
I mean, I think a lot of it is just intrinsic motivation.
It's going to be oozing Heat culture.
Like, I mean, I kind of think of it like this, right? If you're at a job that you just don't give a shit about, you hate being there every day, your performance is going to suffer, right? You don't care. Like it's just whatever. But if you work someplace where you actually want to be there, you like what you're doing, you like your coworkers, you like the culture, quote unquote, whatever you want to make of it, you're probably going to play better, or I guess do your work better.
No,
that happens in all fields.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, so Manny, let's clarify for them. You're not Cuban, you're Peruvian, right? Right. Yeah. Oh yeah, man. Me and my boy Manny had these conversations before. Listen, guys, we ran for much longer. I want to do a 20-minute show tonight, and I keep saying that every time we lose.
You can't.
But
There's
I
too
can't.
much talk
I can't do it. But you know what I mean? We're gonna wrap this up because tonight is depressing, and I want to try not. I didn't make it to the end of the show without cursing, but I want to try and make it the rest of it without doing it. So. Time to pay the bills.
Sir.
Brian, I like the way you did that Biscayne Bay Brewery last time. So this time you get Miami Grill.
Miami Grill. You got some for me to read?
Listen, fam, don't worry. Manny got you, bro. That's why we got Manny.
Miami Grill. We bring Miami to God. Miami Grill. We bring Miami to the table. If you're craving it, we're making it. We serve the best of everything. They serve the best of everything from everywhere. Cheesesteaks, Greek gyros.
Wings.
Hold on. Everybody stop talking until Manny changed his background back to what it's supposed to be.
You're
muted, brother.
Muted. You are still muted.
I think he's doing this on purpose, not gonna lie.
Oh, I don't know why he changed the background. I don't
do it.
Those damn
At
Peruvians.
Miami Grill, we've been delivering big favorites from big places for over 30 years. We use fresh ingredients that pack bold flavors, and we always deliver your food the way you like it. So tonight, don't just bring home dinner, bring home Miami.
Listen, that place
damn good commercial.
Y'all should go because you want good food. You trust. All right, you're always craving something from Miami. To finish it off, you are craving that food. It looks amazing, right? So take your family out safely, have a nice dinner, because Miami is known for their amazing foods. So why not go to a place that represents that culture, represents that delicious grill, and have a great night at Miami Grill.
Manny, do me a favor and put up SJ Zip 1 comment. He says, well, you get 2 days off, Royal. Didn't know it was like that you didn't like doing the shows. What are you talking about, bro? I absolutely love doing these shows.
But this fan base is delusional.
Bro. They're weird, bro. Why else would I get on here all the time? But yeah, so let's continue paying some bills. Ariel, who do you want to pay tonight? You get your choice, bro. Who you want to pay tonight, bro?
So we don't. Okay, so Prize Picks is gone. What are the options right now? You got
Biscayne Bay Brewing.
Yeah. Or Vertigear.
No, you can't pay Vertigear. You ain't got no Vertigear.
Well, let's do Biscayne Bay Brewing.
Okay.
Biscayne Bay Brewing. They make the best beer in South Florida. You can search that up on the internet, find out where you can find it. They're a locally owned independent brewery in the heart of Miami. They've got the Miami Pale Ale, the Pastime Pilsner, Tropical Bay IPA, and the Marlins Lager. They are the official sponsor of the Miami Marlins. So ask for it anywhere you go eat, anywhere you go to get your beer. Brewed for baseball. Yeah, they're the official beer of the Miami Marlins, as I said. So check them out. If you guys like beer, you want to kick back after a terrible game like we just saw, that's got to be your go-to.
Good job.
Thank you.
So, Manny, since you're on the screen, you paying some bills tonight too. You get to pay Vertigear.
Manny's about to dip.
Vertigear. Well, listen, I'm not actually on it right now. It's actually in my office in the back.
Oh,
listen, I had a late night dinner. But
Eating some Miami Grill.
You know who else enjoys that chair very much so besides me? It's my damn animals, man. My Frenchie and my cat, every time I turn around, they're sleeping on it, all right? So if that doesn't tell you anything about Vertigear, I don't know what does. It's listen, I'm not a gamer. I don't play video games anymore. I have too many jobs and I go to school. But this chair right here, the moment you sit in it for quite some time, it is so comfortable, especially that the lower back headrest all the way to the top part of it. It will feel like there's nothing there, but there is something there. It's hard to explain, but you need to build it right, though. I know Ethan had trouble doing that. But besides that, though, guys, it's a chair worth investing if you work from home all day, especially if you have so many things you're doing around the house, but especially if you, like I said, it's COVID time still, right? So you're working still from home. This chair right here is something that you will not regret getting. It's one of the best foaming ones I've ever had personally. So go out there, go to vertigear.com, get your chair. You're going to have a code underneath the YouTube description show right there. You click that link, the 5RSN one, and it'll take you right to it where you can purchase any of these chairs. And most of the 5 Reasons Sports crew of the Miami Heat have one as well. And I know Royal, he has one. We all have one. Look at that. Beautiful right there.
Wait, who's we?
Yeah, man.
Well, listen, unfortunately,
Manny,
the Sky
only me.
haven't paid the bills yet. So
Manny, only me and you got the chair, bro.
We're sitting on wooden stools over here.
I'm frozen as hell right now. What the hell is going on?
I don't know what the hell's going on, but since you are frozen, you get to talk about the shoot around, bro. So tell them about the shoot around.
I do want to say one thing, actually. I've been happy with the way Kendrick Nunn has been playing, and I hope he's okay from his ankle injury. I don't know if we got any update on if that was serious or not, but It didn't look super pretty. I guess this is me scratching my eye. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Yeah, the shoot around, we post it every single game day morning. It's Ariel and I. We just talk for 140 seconds about what's happening in Heat Twitter and with the Miami Heat, what game is coming up, what storylines we should be looking towards. Today, obviously, we talked about Victor Oladipo, kind of what we saw from the young guys last night, which they did not follow up tonight, specifically Tyler Herro. And we just update you on everything that you need to know for pretty much the Miami Heat for that day. And it's just 140 seconds, not too long, really easy to consume on Twitter. It's going to be either Ariel or myself posting it, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, I mean, not much else outside of that. Now we're in 8th place, so that's going to be changing to 22 and 24, and it's going to be 8th place Miami Heat against the New York Knicks on Monday.
Thank you so much. So, Steve Acostas, I've seen several people ask this question, so I'm just going to ask for it. How do you get on this show? It is very, very easy to get on this 5 Reasons Sports Post-Game Show. Follow these simple instructions. Go on Twitter. Follow at Gadiel Cartagena. Follow at Ariel Latias2. And follow at Brian is the King. And then wait, okay? After you follow them, don't do nothing else. Just wait, bro. And then we'll eventually get you on here. So remember, again, these are the steps. Everybody watching, this is how you get on the 5 Reasons Sports Network. You follow Gadiel Cartagena on Twitter, follow Ariel Latias2, and follow Brian is the King. And also follow Manny5RSN.
No. I have too many. I have too much to think about. No.
Oh, you already too famous, man?
Listen.
No. So stop
if you are
following
already
Manny.
saying for Gad and Ariel and Brian to take care of this part of it, listen, me and you, we good. Back in the day, me and you had to do that job. Not anymore, man. We're moving up. We're not on schools.
Yeah, I got 1,100 followers, so I'm an influencer now, Manny. Yeah, those of you who are wondering when the next Clutch Corner is, stop worrying about it. We're letting my guy Adam get some rest. He worked really hard for us up until the trade deadline.
He's in hibernation now.
Yeah, my man got to recuperate, man. We got to give him some time. Whenever he is ready, he will let us know, and I promise you we'll let you know. He's not going to make you wait too long. He likes being on streams too. So, again, thank you guys for joining us in the comments, as always, for making the show more dope than it could have been.
Especially Jafar Muhammad, thank you for joining us. We appreciate your support.
Hey, Jafar, thank you so much for waiting 52 minutes.
Enter. Hit enter.
Exactly. And also,
Command C and enter. Keep doing it. Keep doing it.
And also, I want to thank my guy, what's his name? SRT Dre. SRT Dre, you're my night's MVP, bro. Thank you so much for coming in here and donating so much money and being wrong every time you say something.
HM is the guy.
Well, you're going to say HM every night. So
I will.
So again, thank you guys in the comments. Thank you to my man Manny for producing, the super producer. Thank you to Gad.
Isn't that a store, HM?
H&M. It's H&M. That's the name.
H&M.
And thank you to my guy Brian. We'll see you guys next game. When is the next game? Oh, y'all want to talk about the next game?
Monday.
Real quick.
The Knickerbockers.
Real quick. Next game,
Ricky's
Monday
team.
against the Knicks. Gad, yes and no's all the way around. The boy feeling good, Gad?
I wish I could sing like Victor Oladipo. The boy's feeling good. The boy's feeling good. We got new energy in the building. We're going to need it. Goran going to be healthy maybe? I don't know. We're going to win this game. We can't drop 7 straight. Can we?
Yes,
we could. But
no, God, please, no.
Ariel, the boy feeling good?
The boy feeling good. We getting this dub.
Okay. Brian, the boy feeling good?
the boy feeling great. Victor Oladipo's going to come in and drop 30.
The Nigerian nightmare.
The Nigerian nightmare.
This is not what we talked about. We didn't practice this.
Benny, the boy feeling good? Okay.
I think that's a yes.
Yeah, I think that's a yes. Well, guys, I think they done made me change my tune. Psych! We finna blow that shit out. Like, we finna
because I'm a stud.
Exactly. We finna blow the Knicks out, bro. I am tired of losing. So I'm pretty sure the team is tired of losing. And I give the same excuse every time, but I just believe this is the game that is going to manifest. So again, thanks everybody for joining us. Thanks to all the panel. We'll see you guys next game. Peace.
I'm getting a Nigerian flag for the next game.
Hell yeah.